All right, how you guys doing this evening?
How you doing, sir?
All right, all right. I wasn't here last week. My name is Arthur Wilson, and I'm a part of Empower Square as well. Mr. George Casey, and it's a group of us, about 7 of us now. We're growing, we're expanding, so we're moving on to big things. So before we get started today, let me tell you just a little bit about myself. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, to bring you guys up. I moved here in 1990. I was in the Navy. I came here. I'm married. I have 3 kids. I have a 26-year-old son, a 23-year-old son, a 22-year-old daughter. I have 2 grandkids. And I'm saying this part to you to let you guys know, I understand basically where you guys are. I've been there, and I'm also raising kids, that's in the exact same place. You guys are ranging from what, 17 to 25?
Yes, sir.
Something like that.
Yes, 16.
16? 16. Is there a 16-year-old in here? Oh, sorry. Okay. So before we go forward, let's just go here right now and shut our phones down, and also we won't have these kind of distractions. We don't have a lot of time.
16-year-old and he not in here?
Who, baby, 16?
Go knock on his door. He definitely need to be in here. Another one with choice.
So yeah, if you could just silence your phones. If you get an important call or text, whatever, I'm just gonna dash you. Just kind of go out, so we can just go ahead and move through this. So before we go forward with today, I just want to brief, just from a few people, refresh on what we learned or what you guys heard last week. Mike, by raise your hand, tell me a little bit about what you learned, what you heard.
Setting our goals and achieving them.
Setting your goals and achieving them. Okay, anybody else?
Taking action.
Taking action. Okay. Anybody else? Sir?
A little bit of sacrifice in your life. You gotta sacrifice certain things together. You need to be really on the goals.
So true, such is life, everything in life. Absolutely right. Anybody else? Something that you heard last week that might have stood out? You look like you're about to say something. No, he said no. All right. Everybody can hear me okay? I'm talking loud enough for you? All right. So if I ask you a question, call you out, please get that back to me. Let me hear you. All right? Okay. So, setting goals. Everybody in life should have some kind of goals. Just as a refresher. You have to set goals in life to know where you're going. No goals, you like the ship without a sail. You're going wherever the world takes you, wherever the water takes you. That's where you're going to go. And where you end up is somebody else's destiny for you, not your own. Set a goal, you set your own destiny. You know where you want to go, you make the sacrifices, you get where you want to go to accomplish your goals. Your life, your dreams, your goals, your visions, you should be able to make it, right? All right. So now we're going to talk about the outcome of setting goals. Somebody tell me, what is a good outcome about setting goals? What happens when you set goals? Somebody tell me. All right, I want somebody else. Sir.
If you set high goals, the worst that can happen is you just get better.
Okay. All right, I like that. You accomplish it. Okay. It's motivation, right?
You can prioritize.
Explain.
Like, once you set a goal, you can prioritize on how to achieve the goal.
Okay. Right. All right.
Just helps.
I see what he's saying.
I'm just saying, like he's
He
saying,
maps
take a
out the
strategy.
way, you know?
Right.
Yeah, they know where it's
Set the
going.
course. I got you. That's what's up. Okay. Sir. Pride? What you mean? Oh, you take pride in it. Very good. Nothing like self-fulfillment. Saying, man, I set a goal and I did it. Absolutely right, sir.
What goes around always come back around, so that same type of situation might hit you in the face again, and you know how to take it from there.
I'm not sure I understand what that means.
Like a goal that you setting, if you trying to achieve probably like a similar goal, you probably know how to treat it.
Right.
And how to get around it.
Okay. Success repeats itself. Absolutely. And I think what you're saying, success, just like failure, it repeats itself. If you always quitting in life, if you always backing out, if you always, when it gets tough, you always run, you will always do that until you find the strength inside to stand up and keep going until you get past it. It's kind of like being picked on by a bully. Always get your butt kicked by the bully until you fight back. Most of the times with bullies, you know, win or lose, once you fight them back, they done with you. It ain't fun no more because you're fighting back. Will we agree on that? It's kind of like failure. Failure is a bully, and it kicks your butt every time you step back, every time you fall. That's what failure does. It just keeps kicking you. It just keeps kicking you. You never accomplish anything. You're frustrated. You're down. It repeats itself. Well, it's the same way with success. Once you learn how to win, you always win. That's why winners keep winning. That's just what they do. So you have to go through the process of learning what it takes to achieve your goals. But it all starts with a goal. We agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Good with that? So, okay. So achievement, so we're talking about outcomes. The achievement of setting goals, the outcome is self-fulfillment. And that's probably the biggest thing, no matter how much money is involved and no matter what. And we have all kinds of goals. For me, a goal in my life was to get married to a particular woman. It took me about 1.5 years. We've been married for 26 years. Good. 24 years, I'm sorry. I don't know where 26 came from. The job that I'm currently working on took me 2 years. I've been there 15 years. Okay. The fact that I live in Florida, because I wanted to get out from where I was, I'm here. And I've been here since 1991. You know, I have 3 kids. I always wanted at least a son and a daughter. My prayer was to have a wife that could sing, because I wanted my kids to sing, and I wanted a wife that had pretty eyes, because I like eyes, and I wanted my kids to have them. And that's just exactly what I got.
Sound like what I'm trying to get.
It was a confession that I made daily. It was something that I began after playing around, going through all these different women in and out of clubs and all that kind of junk. It gets old quick. Nothing out there. So I began to pray about it. Every day, every night. Ran across a woman didn't even know she could sing. And you know, the rest is where we are today. But you have to have some kind of goal. You gotta have something to shoot for. And nothing like self-fulfillment. You know, the job that I'm currently working, I wanted the job, and it was more fulfilling to get the job, not really thinking about the benefits or the financial stability that it would give me to raise my family. You know, you don't always know what all the goals, you don't always know what all the goals have. In the end, you just want to get to a certain place, but once you get there, you don't know what that opens up for you. Okay. We talked about it just briefly for a second, but give me some consequences of not achieving your goal. Not achieving your goal.
Broke.
I'm sorry?
Broke.
Broke? Broke? Okay, all right.
Temporary.
Jail.
I guess, yeah, you're gonna achieve your goal.
Always putting yourself down. Always
Probably
doubting
the biggest
yourself.
one. Yeah. What is it? Pressure, frustration, yeah.
Low self-esteem.
Low self-esteem,
Repeating the process all over.
repeating the process over and over and over, sir.
Depression.
Depression. All those things can happen if you don't accomplish your goal. That could be a downfall, and that could be an outcome if you don't accomplish your goal. The thing about setting goals is once you have a goal set and you strive for it, chances are the only thing that can stop you from getting it is you. See, failure is only failure when you quit. But winning is only winning when you complete, not coming in first place. There's a difference between coming in first place and winning. Winning is accomplishing. Failing is quitting. So unless you give up on yourself, you will always reach your goal. You might have to take a step back. You might have to re-strategize your plan. You know, when I first met my wife, I told her she was a goal. Like a 1.5 year process. She told me no like 100 times. So my rap game wasn't working. So I started writing poems and putting it on her car, on her window. Little poetry, little notes. Started asking questions. What does she like? Tell me a little bit about her. Where she lived. What's her do's and her don'ts. Found out what her do's and don'ts were, and then began to just work with it. It's a process. You get it the same way with my job. Got turned down a billion times, but I wouldn't stop. I'm very persistent when it's something that I want, and I thank God for that gift. But you gotta have that if you want to succeed in this world. So the downfall for not accomplishing your goal, first off, you be beating yourself up, and you should, because it's your goal, you set it, you stopped. But you shouldn't kill yourself about it. When I say kill yourself, what I mean is you shouldn't just lay there and say, I can't never be nothing, I can't never have nothing. Get up and shake it off like a boxer. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But you can't quit just because you get knocked out. That's just how the game goes. Right? We'll agree to that? All right. The outcome. You get out of your strive to reach your goals, what you put in. The effort, the time, the energy, whatever you put in, if it's that important to you, you get out of it. So let me get 3 people real quick. Favorite music group? Sir, come on. Okay, just hold it, sir.
Migos.
Who?
Migos.
Migos, okay, I don't know them, but okay.
Run DMC.
Run DMC, okay.
Young Money.
Young man, okay, 3, that's good, that's all I want, 3 of them. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you, the only one of them I really know is Run DMC. That's my hero. I heard of Young Money, I don't know who Migos is. However, I can almost guarantee you, when those guys are striving to get to where they are, to where you know who they are, they don't know who you are, they was constantly grinding. Constantly. I can almost guarantee you, I wasn't there. When the homies was out on the block doing whatever, they was somewhere with a pen and a pad. I can almost guarantee you, when things was going down, they were focused. Dude, we going over here, man, I'm going to the studio. Man, we doing this, man, I'm here. Dog, you a buster, you this, that, and the other. It's my life, I gotta live it. Right? You have to make sacrifices to get to where you're going. And sometimes it means cutting away from your boys. Sometimes it means cutting away from your family. I had to leave my family. Had to leave my boys when a recruiter came to the neighborhood and say, yo, we're gonna try to get you in the Navy, blah, 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 blah. And my goal, I wanted to get out of the hood. My boys laughed at the recruiter, called him Popeye, joked in his face, ran him out of the yard and all that. When I left and I came back, they were like, yo, June, why you ain't take me with you? So it's the choices that we make. You gotta cut it off. You have to cut it off. If you don't, you're gonna be somewhere, sitting sad, mad at yourself. The beautiful thing about it is because it's your goal, your dream, you can pick it up at any time and keep moving. And when it comes to the outcome of you reaching your goals, it's what you want. It doesn't matter how big, it doesn't matter how small. It's on you. If it's a small goal, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. It's like a baby. You gotta crawl first. I got a 7-month grandson. 7 months. And he's trying to walk. And he can barely crawl. It's funny because he drags one leg. You know, but you put him in that little walker thing, he's all over the place. He's trying to run before he walks. But just life, just the way the world is created, you can't do that. It's a process that you got to go through. Just like setting goals. You have to start somewhere. And please take it from me. Take it from me. The sooner you start, the sooner you get there. Because everybody has to go through a process. It doesn't happen overnight. So if you start between 16 and 25, you got a greater chance of getting there by 35, 40 instead of waiting till you're 40. Because if it takes you 15 years to get to your goal, you start at 20, you're there at 35. But if you start at 40, you're not there at 55. It's up to you. You understand what I'm saying? So the outcome is totally up to you. You set the goals, you focus yourself, cut away the bull, keep moving. Because all they're going to do is laugh at you, talk about you, put you down. They're going to do that whether you're with them or whether you're not. Right? And I'm going to say this before I bring on Mr. Casey. The fact that you guys are here, you already know how to cut away. Everybody left something, somebody, somewhere to come here, right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
For the most part, right? Shouldn't be that hard. So now you're here. Get what you came here to get. When you get that, set another goal. It's the same process. Success is like a wheel. Once you get it, it keeps going. You drop out, you fail. Not fail in life, you fail short on your goal. You don't damn yourself on life, you pick it up and keep moving. But it's up to you, totally 100% up to you what you do with it while you're here, right? Let's bring up Mr. Casey.
My mind begins unraveling as I start traveling through time. Start that over. I said my mind begins unraveling as I start traveling through time. I shall not fear, for my destiny lies greater than that which is here. Through tunnels of darkness grows light, but it's suppressed by no movement. Motion becomes only a thought as I am brought for a second back to reality. But realness has no meaning, meaning still I am lost, yet found by the shackles and chains that enslave my brain, leaving me motionless and standing still, but yet still standing. Demanding more from life than life demands of me, releasing my inhibitions, allowing my soul to be free. You see, free is an ideal that's been made a promise. And see, we all know what happens to promises. They break like glass. But see, like glass, I see through them, no past them. For past them has no limitations. Past them lies that freedom that remains to be seen. That peace of the American dream. That small piece that calls for peace. So I can be at peace. In Jacksonville Job Corps, I pray that peace be with you. One of my pieces I wrote a while ago, it kind of motivates me along the line. And it's all about how you look at things. The outcome is how you see things. One of my favorite books, the Bible, I don't know if you ever picked it up before, but if you do, if you haven't, I highly suggest it. One of my favorite books, the Bible says, without a vision, my people will perish. You have to have an outcome. The outcome is nothing more than a vision of where you want to go. You have to see yourself there, already there. You know, Muhammad Ali said, I am the greatest. And I said that even before I knew I was. But way before he knew he was the greatest, he saw himself as the greatest. It didn't matter how anybody else saw him. He saw himself as the greatest. And so it's up to you. It's your choice how you choose to see yourself, where you choose to see yourself going in life. How many people dream? How many people dream at night?
All the time.
You see, we all dream at some point in life, but a lot of times when we wake up, we don't remember our dreams. We don't go after our dreams. We don't want our dreams as much as we did when we were in our dream. And that's a sad case. See, when you dream at night, that dream has to become so real that when you wake up, you don't know the difference between whether you're dreaming or whether you're awake. Success is all about living out your dreams. It takes courage. It takes a lot of courage to live out your dreams. Not everybody's going to have the courage to live out their dreams. You know, some people say the opposite of courage is fear. But one smart man once said the opposite of courage is conformity. That means doing the same thing everyone else is doing. That means settling for less than the greatness that's already inside you. Settling for less than the dream that you've dreamed 1,000 times, that you want to come true, but just don't have the courage to walk it out. The dream is inside you. Nobody can live that dream out except for you. Nobody knows what that dream is except for you. There was a man that carved out a statue one time. And people asked him, how did you carve that statue out? He said, I could see the statue within the piece of marble just as if it was plain as day. Just the same as I'm standing here with you. I could see it already in the marble. He said, the only thing I did was I just removed the pieces that didn't belong. And see, that's how you have to see it. You have to see your dreams in front of you. You have to have almost tunnel vision. You can't see nothing but your dream in front of you. And as you're looking straight at your dreams, you've seen your dreams 1,000 times, but if you're looking at your dreams again, you have to begin to remove the pieces that don't belong. Sometimes it's the doubt. People are going to put doubt into your ear. Before I went to the Marine Corps, people would always be in my ear and say, you know what? There's no way you're going to get through Marine Corps boot camp. And I almost believed it. I almost believed what somebody else thought was possible for me. But when I began to lay down and I began to dream, I began to see myself as a United States Marine. I began to see myself as a United States Marine as if it was that day of graduation. Every time I laid down and dreamed, I dreamed of graduation. I dreamed of me walking across the parade deck and becoming a Marine in front of my mom, my dad, and my family. And I lived that dream out. That's all it takes is to be able to see it. You have to remove the pieces that don't belong. You have to begin to cut off some friends. You know, when we start off this road and we have 1,000 friends, and you guys might not believe me now, but trust me when I tell you, believe me now, listen to me now. The older you get, the smaller your circle's gonna get. The people in life that you think are your friends are not gonna be your friend. And believe me, when I was 16, 17, 18, people told me that over and over again, but I thought I knew it all. I didn't want to listen. But see, if I only listened then, I would be a lot further than I am now. Only reason I come here now is to cut down the tuition in life. Because see, everybody has to pay a tuition in life. It costs for everyone to go through this lifetime. And don't worry about dying, because nobody can escape death. We all are promised death at one time. So have no fear. Live out your dreams. Take charge of the time that you're given on this earth. Because tomorrow's never promised. And we're all living on borrowed time. I'm just trying to make sure that you guys cut down the tuition, that it don't take you as long as it took me to get it. To get it. That's all we're trying to do here today. You have to be able to see yourself. I said it a couple times ago, I said it's about motivation, it's about not a motivational speaker, per se. Motivation is a personal thing. You have to motivate yourself. I can give you some of the good tools, but see, if I give you a hammer and you try to tighten something down, tighten a bolt down, it's not going to work. See, when you get right tools, you got to use the tools for the right job. You got to use the tools in the right way. And if you use the tools like we're saying, we guarantee success. Because success is all about what you think about. What do you think about? You become in life, they say you become in life what you think about most of the time. What are you guys thinking about most of the time? See that? See that?
About money.
Future. Think about your future. Think about your future. Now, am I saying I don't think about women? I think about women all the time. But I got priorities. And I'm not going to make them my priority until I get what I came out there in life. See what I'm saying? I came to get something in life. I have a purpose in life. I was with the leadership group the other day and said, you know, I said the two most important days in a man's life is the day he was born and the day he finds out why. Everybody in this room was born for a purpose. How many people hit the alarm clock in the morning? 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. It's okay to hit the snooze, but don't snooze through life. You see, we all get into a habit of hitting that snooze button. But we should make habits of getting up, sometime even before the alarm clock goes off. There's a guy, what's his name, Eric? Motivational speaker. I can't think of his name right now, but
Coach Eric.
he said, what he said, my passion wakes me up. You should be so passionate about what you want to accomplish in life that you wake up before the alarm clock goes off and say, I gotta get it. I gotta get it, because it ain't gonna come to you. We all have the same 24 hours. We all have the same 24 hours every day. It's all about what you do with those 24 hours. What do you see yourself at night doing with those 24 hours? When you wake up in the morning, do you continue to hit snooze? Do you really not have a reason to get out of bed? Everybody has a reason to get out of bed. Everybody has a reason to get out of bed. And every day, every morning, your passion for life, your passion for being an artist. Because see, that's what we all are. We're all artists. How many artists we got in the room? I mean, everybody should raise their hand. We're all artists. And I'm going to tell you why we're all artists. Because all artists do, they have a picture inside of them. They have a picture inside of them. Nobody can see that picture, and the fire is burning inside them, that they got to have that picture out of them. They got to get that picture out and share their love, share their passion with the rest of the world. LeBron James, basketball player, that's his passion. He can't wait to share his passion with the rest of the world. He's an artist. He's an artist. Remember Mike Tyson? Back in the day, Mike Tyson was a bruiser, but that was his art. He couldn't wait to show his art with the world. That was his love. That was what woke him up in the morning before the alarm clock went out. When people were still in the bed at 5:30 in the morning sleeping, Mike Tyson was out running, training, getting ready for that next fight. Carmelo Anthony. I go with Carmelo. Carmelo, he practices with the team, but he goes in before practice. He goes in after practice. Before the game, he's sitting down visualizing. He has his outcome. He visualizes himself shooting the three, moving to the left, shaking the competitor. He's visualizing that. Even when he's not on the floor, he's visualizing winning. He's visualizing winning. And that's what you have to do. You have to be able to see the outcome. You have to be able to see the end. Even if you're nobody else on the court. No, even if you're not even on the court. You have to visualize what you want to become. You got to visualize sharing your love with the world. You got to visualize sharing your talents, sharing your skills, sharing your gifts with the rest of the world. That's what's important. We're all unique in our own way. We all got a vision of something inside of us. Every night when we dream, that vision comes to us. And we got to ask ourselves, do we have the courage when we open our eyes? Do we have the courage to live out our dreams? The very dreams that we dreamed 1,000 times before. Do we have the courage to live it out? Even though people are in your ear saying, hey, it's not going to happen. It's not possible. You have to do like Muhammad Ali. You have to be the greatest. Become the greatest. Even before you know you are. I see it in everyone in this room. I see the greatness in everyone in this room. You have to see it. The motivation is in you. The picture is in you. The vision is in you. All you got to do is wake up and not be able to tell whether you're dreaming or still sleeping. That much passion and go after everything you want.
Excuse me, did you hit on believing? Because I'm looking at the faces, the facial expression on what you say. You know, it's really about faith. If you can see yourself, that should be the question. You came to job corps, and you picked a trade. So you obviously see yourself doing that type of work. But what is your hindrance? What is holding you back? First of all, most of y'all live for snack. They're so busy waiting on the time, 8 o'clock, 8:30, for some chip and dip. But if you had a job, you had skills, you was motivated, that wouldn't be your drive. What motivates you? What keeps you going? Because I know the other day I asked myself the question, I said, God, why do I keep these kids on my mind? Why when I'm home in my bed on my off days, they pop up in my head? You know, I call, I worry. You guys motivate me even through my illness and situation I'm going through right now. I could have been left the job, but it's not the pay, because I don't get paid for what I do here, not enough. It's something I'm giving because I'm planting seeds. And believe me, I got plenty crops because I not only sow into you, I have sown into many others. It's an investment. It's coming back. But you gotta believe it. Some of y'all faces look like you just, whatever. And you probably are. But I promise you, just like the set, you missing how many in here from last week? You missing 3 from last week because seed fell on the ground but you choose not to let him take his time and manifest in your life. You going to reap what you sow. You can't escape death. You can't escape what you sow. It will come back to you.
How about what you guys want? Doesn't matter what anybody else tells you you can do. It's all about what you believe you can do, what you know you can do, what you see yourself doing time and time again. When you're out for your, when you're setting out for your goals, when you're setting out for your outcomes, as that you think about 5 W's. Anybody know what the 5 W's are? Who, what, where, why, when, and why, where. Start with who? 5 W's. We're gonna start with the 5 W's. The first is who. You have to ask yourself, who do you want to become?